the same. They're different manifestations. Trilateral Commission. Keir Starmer's a member of the Trilateral Commission, the only elected British politician who's a member of this globalist group, at least that particular one. They're all founded by the same group of people. They've been running for decades to much longer than a century, and I believe they believe their destiny is to control all us little people, all us. They see us as useless eaters. Useless eaters. Where have you heard that phrase before? What happens to useless eaters, do you think? I think they believe it's their destiny, maybe their obligation, to take control of everyone, everywhere, forever, using digital means. So digital ID, digital money, geolocation, and an obligation to be injected, something like that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm really kind of thinking about. There's just this agenda, right? And this agenda, they just keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it until, again, the agenda, they want the agenda to come to pass. But of course, we know that, again, as we wait upon the Lord, as we are strengthened by our God, right? We know that our God is greater than any situation or circumstance that that we're going through, right? So let's celebrate. In the meantime, let's realize that our God is in control. He will actually overcome this whole thing. This is something that they are trying out. They are trying out just like we are being tried, right? And so as we're being tried, we got to realize that, again, we're dealing with human beings trying to operate under the authority of what belongs to God. So that's what I want to talk about. Do not be afraid. Let me just put that up there. Be afraid. And the Bible lets us know, don't be afraid, right? That is the goal. That is the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to fill us with terror and to make us so frightened that we'll be, we can't even move. We're immobilized with fear. And again, that's how they get you. That's how the enemy gets you. Remember, Jesus said, don't fear. And again, there's nothing to fear when we trust in the Lord. So yeah, I'd like to say good evening to everybody that's here. Gonna be here for just a minute just to talk to you guys. Hopefully you guys are able to hang out with me. You're not too sleepy. It is a little bit after the hour. Let's see, it's 8:25. So it's a good time to talk. There are some things that we need to settle in our mind. We're going to be doing prayer again tomorrow, and prayer meeting will be around 8 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. And again, come with your prayers and come with the praying spirit, right? And so that's what we're going to do tomorrow. So let's look forward to doing that. So what are we doing? We're looking at a video that was sent to me by a subscriber, sister in the Lord. She wanted me to see it, and she was telling me about, I really do need to take a look at this, right? And yeah, I agree. So this every now and then you have these people come out and they will tell you exactly what these people who are in the upper echelons think and believe, right? And again, this person has been working with these people, right? So he's a doctor who is out there, and he's just kind of working with them, and he knows about what's going on here.
Taking over do not require your consent, your collaboration, you to do anything after that. And this is why. I'm going to tell you why. Even I, as someone who's not involved in finance, I'm clever enough to see that the debts of all major countries has been deliberately piled on and escalated to the point where it's obvious to all of us that the debts can never be repaid. We're struggling even to service the interest on the loans. So at some point, I predict with great confidence that an event like 2008, the global financial crisis, only 1,000 times worse, will occur. And that will mean every country is bankrupt at the same time. All businesses would be bankrupt at the same time. And to find out what will happen to you, if like me, you're sort of comfortable and middle class, early retired and got a bit of saving, you should be really frightened what I'm going to tell you. David Rogers Webb. David Rogers Webb. He is my matching half in finance. He's a retired hedge fund manager who discovered that the laws pertaining to private property rights have been altered over the last 50 or 60 years surreptitiously in every country on the planet. So when you think you own something, I invite you to look in. If you've got an investment account, you will find now, you won't find any statements to do with ownership. You'll only find the phrase beneficial owner, beneficial ownership. It makes no difference most of the time. You can buy it and sell it. Let's say it's shares, stocks, bonds. You can receive dividends and so on. But the small print says, in the event of a large enough default, all the financial intermediaries who owe money to the people they borrowed it from, and then they owe money to the people they borrowed it from, in the event of a large enough default, the senior secured creditors, the people at the top, may seize the assets ever pledged as collateral by the layers below them. That includes your house, your pension, any stocks and shares you have in an account with an intermediary like Hargreaves Lansdown, AJ Bell and the like, JP Morgan. Basically, legal theft of all of your assets will occur, I think, within hours of a large enough financial crisis that I've just discussed.
Yeah, and we already know that this is going on, but I still say don't be afraid, right? We know that there's coming a financial crisis. It's going to happen. They did it in 2008. It shook my world in 2008 because, again, my wife and I were building our portfolio up, and we were trying to build our real estate business, and we had to get rid of a lot of the property that we had and start all over again. And then again, 2020 hit, and the same kind of thing hits. All banks are defaulting. All of the ability to have a job is defaulting. It's falling apart. Everything fell apart in 2020, right? Remember, in 2020, everyone was forced to go home and quit what they were doing. My wife and I, again, we were right in the middle of building the ministry, and so we had to just be subject to what was going on around us. But here's the thing. God kept rebuilding what they torn down, right? So we went right back to work doing the same thing that we've been doing. We were doing ministry. Of course, we did not reopen the church, but I expanded to the internet, and that's what one of the things that why I'm on the internet as I am, and this is my way of doing ministry right here. Although I don't have a congregation per se, I do have a number of subscribers that really think what we're doing is beneficial, and it's a blessing, right? But they are saying that it's gonna, this doctor here is saying that it is going to end up being in the hands of those thieves, right? The banking institution, the BlackRocks, the Bilderbergs, all of these people are calling in all of this money that they have put out there. Now, Jesus said something very, very comforting. He said, whose money is this? And then he told his disciples, they were having arguments about the money. He said, whose money is it? And of course, they looked on the coin and the denarius, and they said, it's Caesar's head that's on this money. He said, well, give it back to Caesar. It's his. And so, these people have found out a way to give us a fiat currency, a money that's not real, and then they will finance the house and your car and your land and property with the money that they give you, which was a scheme. Basically, it's a scheme. Money is a scheme to get you to believe that they have power over you and that they own the property that you are resting on, that they own the everything that you have in your house, that they believe that, they get us to believe psychologically that they own it all, right? And really it doesn't. It really doesn't make any difference, because all of this belongs to the Lord. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. God meant for us to have things. God meant for us to be able to eat and drink water and replenish ourselves. And it doesn't have anything to do with you owing anything to another man. But what has happened in this society is that they have created an illusion that you owe them and they will take it away if you don't pay them, right? And so we know how that works, right? We know how this whole society works. You got to pay your electric bill, your gas bill, your water bill, you got to pay all of these different bills. And now they have the climate bill that they're trying to put onto your credit card, that you have to pay a climate penalty for everything. So it's going to have to take a reset. God's going to have to step in and just step right in there and change the way things are being done, right? Let me see. Did you get my email? Let me see. Lay King Houston, how you doing? You said, did I get your email about there being issues with your book, The Great Reset audio on Audible? I have to look into that. That's the second time I've heard that. They said something about some of the chapters that were issues with it. I don't know. I know that when we first got it out there, I paid quite a bit of money to have a guy read it for me. And the gentleman read the book perfectly. It was up perfectly. It was running perfectly. Now, if it's not running perfectly, you gotta say that it's possibly the system that is going against us. So what I would do is I have to check into that. Thank you so much, Lay. I did not know that it was that big of an issue. Somebody said there was a glitch, but if it's a real big issue, then let me see. Chapter 7 is not your book. It is another book. Really? Okay. Well, I don't know what's going on. We'll have to contact Audible on that. Anyway, like I was saying, here we are looking at the thing that they're trying to do now is to gather all the people. They want you. They don't want your property. They want you. Because again, they own all the stores. They own all of the infrastructure, and as far as concerning their money system, right? Because they print their own money, and then they give you their money, and then they say that you owe them, and then after that they lay claim to everything that you have. So they are saying they own it all, right? So anyway, it's very, very strange. But this gentleman here is saying that, hey, they are really aiming to take it all because we're what you call useless eaters. I thought that was interesting because I was looking at, again, some of the other stuff. Let's go to some of the other stuff. People have been sending me information, a lot of information, and showing me various things that are going on around here. Let's go to this one here. This one here. Here's something that's going on now. This one here has to do with Truth Watch Post. And someone wanted me to see, this has to do with the Israelis dancing during 9/11, right? Because they were saying that give them another 20 years and they will take over our media completely, right? And they'll own everything and they'll take over our media completely. And they said, after 20 years, your country will be totally destroyed. So we have enemies, right? In the Bible, it's right. You know, you're going to have enemies. Jesus said, I release you as sheep among wolves. And so in this wolf gangster style thing that's happening from this country that we can't talk about, they are saying that they set it up, the whole thing, the 9/11, and then they were saying that after 9/11, they were going to destroy the country. Allegedly, 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 right? We'll just say that. Give us 20 years and we'll take over your media and destroy the country, right? And that's what has been going on. They have this thing called predictive programming, and they want us to believe that they are in charge of everything. And of course, the predictive programming is used on TV to show us how to be afraid, right? Because the crux of everything that's going on, it is controlled by fear. There is fear everywhere. They want you to be afraid. And Jesus said, don't be afraid. And that's one of the things that we need to understand, the power of fear. The power of fear is that fear paralyzes us, and fear paralyzed us so much in 2020. I couldn't get anybody to believe what I was telling them. I just kept trying to I kept trying to tell them, we're going to have church anyway. We're going to have church anyway. And then they told me, well, yes, Pastor, but you have to have common sense. It comes down to having church. And I was, you know, as the pastor of the church, I was telling them, come to church. We're going to have church anyway. Well, they didn't want to come to church because they were so afraid. They thought they was going to get the cute cooties, and the cooties were going to be all over them. So they did that by controlling the news media, and this special group of people did that, right? So let's go over and check out what the news media is doing now. Watch what they're doing to us now. They are working their climate change and their conversations around that. And they are also putting something else out there, right? The red meat tick, allergy from tick bites, is spreading. And the Lone Star tick isn't just an alpha-gal carrier to worry about. So what's happening, they're saying now that the Lone Star tick, the Texas tick, that prevents us from, sets us up for food allergies, right? There is a red meat food allergy tick that if you get bit by this tick, it's going to prevent you from the red meat, from red meat. Another fear tactic, scary stuff, right? If now I can't eat red meat, I have to become vegan, which again, is some people there are some people who can be vegans and they maintain their strength. But listen, there's something about red meat that they don't want us eating this red meat. And the reason they don't want us eating red meat is because you're going to grow strong. You're going to have better complexion, better everything, right, as a result of eating this red meat. But they've been after this red meat. Now, here's the thing. They know that pork is not good for us. So pork is always cheaper in the stores. And you watch that. You watch when you get over there in the store, you're going to be able to get pork for a lot cheaper than you're going to be able to get red meat. You're going to get red meat at a higher cost. And the reason is, I went in the other day and 2 T-bones cost $60. And that may be cheap to you because we're in Oklahoma. I don't know what it costs in your place. I imagine out in California, you can probably look at $100 for two T-bones. Right now in Oklahoma, though, those T-bones costing $60 for two T-bones in the package. And so they don't want you eating red meat anyway. They said, the World Economic Forum said that, no, we're going to, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy and you won't be eating red meat. That's one thing. We won't be eating red meat. So they have a tick. Now, this tick could have been genetically engineered so that we will not be able, we won't be eating red meat, because this tick, whatever it is going to bite you. And I'm sure that there are a lot of people won't even be bit by the tick, and they'll just start talking about they're allergic to red meat, because that's how it works psychologically, right? And again, we're talking about don't be afraid. Don't be guided by fear. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Don't be guided by fear. We are generally guided by fear. What has been happening to us is that people have been putting things in our mind through the television, through the media, through the news, just everything. All of this is guiding us. And again, there are people who will give up everything just to be able to have that normal, right? Remember, they were saying, you will never go back to normal again. This is the new normal. And the new normal is misery, right? And they said, we're going to be miserable all the time. That's what they wanted. So they have an agenda that, okay, we're going to make them afraid. We're going to round them up with fear. And then after we round these people up with fear, we're going to be able to do whatever we need to. Just like, for instance, like what I was saying, the doctor was just saying just a few minutes ago in the video that I was showing you, that he said, well, we're just useless eaters to them. And these people have a mentality that they're going to digitally ID you, right? You're going to get a digital ID. And he's giving the warning right now.
So even if you didn't think anyone was plotting against you, I think you would agree with me that, in fact, I factored in it when I was doing retirement planning. I assumed there would be at least one other 2008 during my life, and I set out my affairs so that I would probably be able to survive that. But we can't survive this. So yes, I think there will come a time between now and 2030 where legally all your assets will be stolen. I remember there's a lady called Catherine Austin Fitz, who's a finance lady. She says, I believe that possession, where we're talking about objects, not humans, but where it comes to objects, you really only own it if you can sit on it and defend it at the point of a gun. And I know she says it to get a laugh, but there is something to that. If you've left any assets with a third party, maybe you own some gold and it's in the bank. Maybe you do have, a large pension with a financial intermediary. Upon the large enough financial crisis that is being engineered, because, as I'll explain in a moment, look how useful this is. At the moment of that big enough financial crisis, all of the institutions will be bankrupt and all of the assets will be moved legally, stolen legally, and they will belong to the senior secured creditors, because those assets have at some point been used in a financial transaction. There's no point in you protesting that they haven't told you they've borrowed it and it's not really theirs. This has been tested in a major court in New York, where one financial institution was both the custodian and acting on behalf of senior creditors. So it stole the assets of another of its clients, and it went to court, and I'm afraid it was found that they were legally able to do that.
Isn't that amazing? And this digital ID that they're getting ready to set up, they're going to use the digital ID in order to just transfer your assets right into their hands. And again, you see it already, guys, with all of the cards that we have, the credit cards, all of the cards that we have belong to them. and they are going to pull all of those cards in, and then they're going to trap everybody, or try to trap everybody into, if you want to have use of this card, if you want to be credit to be extended to you, then you're going to have this digital ID. And if you want to work, you're going to have this digital ID. Eventually, it's going to get that bad. The Bible says he will call all small and great to receive a mark in his hand and forehead. But those people who have the mark of, or the seal of God, of course, they won't be doing it. And then there will be a way that God will make a way for us to make a way out. Because the Bible says God already guaranteed that, you know, according to what God says, he will always make a way of escape. So this is the way God will do it. He will make a way of escape, but it's going to get very ugly. And there's going to be a lot of people that is going to be motivated by fear. And when you're motivated by fear, you'll just do anything. And so, again, you got to be willing to just face the fire like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and say, we will not bow. Or there's going to become a point like Daniel in the lion's den. Daniel was given an ultimatum, and Daniel decided, well, I'm going to the lion's den. If I got to go to the lion's den, I'm going to go. What about you? Are you so afraid of the lion's den, the fiery furnace? Are you so afraid of the Goliath that's going to be coming after you that you're going to give in? And this is what you have to understand. You cannot give in. But these people, believe it or not, this is what they want to do. And they're going to act like, oh, it's a big financial crisis. We don't know what to do. We're out of control. The budget is out of control. The deficit is trillions of dollars, when they actually created the trillions of dollar deficit. They created the money problem. They created the all of the things that they are saying that is going wrong. They're the ones who's setting it up, right? We got climate change, and we have what you call, now everybody is going to go vegan because they can't eat. You know, we're gonna start serving you bugs. Hey, did you guys see that though? That Aldi's was actually offering bugs to people. That Aldi's was going to give people bugs to eat. Edible bugs is what they were talking about. It's just like what they're doing. But why would people eat bugs? Because of fear. They would eat bugs because of fear. Why would people feed their children bugs? Because of fear, right? And that's what's going on. They have everybody so afraid. And while they're doing that, they're working on their system to try to get everybody into this Noahide law, right? So the military, they got military chaplains going around training the chaplains of how to institute the Noahide laws. So all of that is getting ready, right? Because again, in the Noahide law is there are 7 laws. And knowledgeable of one true God, and do not worship an idol. Respect God and do not blaspheme his holy name. Respect the sanctuary of human life and do not commit murder. Respect the tradition of family and do not engage in forbidden relations. Respect property of others and do not commit theft. Establish a righteous and judicial, oh Lord, let me get it out, judicial system, and avoid cruelty to animals, right? And all of this sounds like, oh, this is pretty good, right? This is great. This is great. Here's number 1. This is great if we live in biblical times where God was running the country, but it's not God that's running it. It's a bunch of rabbis, and they want us to worship their God and the way they do it, right? And so this is going on straight in the military. In the military, the U.S. chaplains, they are introducing the Noahide laws to all the chaplains. And the one that I have a problem with, the most problem with, is number 1, do not worship, or there is one true God, and do not worship any idols, right? Jesus Christ to the Jew is an idol. So they would say that we were blaspheming God if we institute this Noahide laws. But they're going to put this in there Because again, all of this is going down with the beast is saying, what is the beast? The beast is letting us know that there's going to be a change in the law. And that's one of the things that the beast was to do, according to the book of Daniel. In Daniel, you'll find that he changes the laws, and that's what he does. And that's what the beast will do. The beast will change laws. And these laws are being instituted right on top of the Constitution of the United States, saying Congress shall make no law regarding respecting the establishment of a religion or the free exercise thereof. But again, they're going to do that in the military because they can get away with it. Because of what I just told you, after 9/11, they said, listen, we're going to change everything. We're going to control all media anyway. And the way they did it with 9/11 started out with fear. And so fear opened the door to a lot of devils, a lot of deviltry, right? And so again, that's what we have right there. That after 9/11, they just said, we're going to take over the country in 20 years. We're going to have it. It's going to be ours. You don't believe that? You just watch. You just watch and see. So anyway, what they're doing now is that they're going about, well, okay, we're going to starve these people because they're nothing but useless eaters anyway. So we're gonna starve them. We're gonna bring a tick in.
Bread that.
Well, I think it's called the Lone Star tick, and it
prevents you from eating the meat of mammals.
Yes,
it
makes you allergic to alpha galactose. Is that what it is? It's alpha gal. Another great Radio Lab podcast.
I think the vegans and the vegetarians. I think they
did it.
Yeah, I think that.
But you can still eat fish.
Yeah,
still eat chicken.
Not eat a mammal. Yeah,
you just can't eat red meat. It's something in red meat.
And they got a new tick apparently that prevents you from eating meat. Yes. I wonder if the vegetarians bred that.
Well, I think it's called the Lone Star tick, and it
prevents you from eating the meat of mammals.
Yes,
it's amazing. Yeah, so we already have that, and again, they don't want you eating meat. They already said that they were going to reduce. That was part of the New World Order agenda, or whether was it the agenda written by Klaus Schwab. He said they were going to reduce the eating of meat because they need the world to be more sustainable. And so that's one of the things that they have in the Great Reset. So in the Great Reset, they are pointing towards trying to make the world, make it more sustainable, and using the idea of, that we're gonna reduce the amount of climate change because people eating red meat means that cows are farting. I kid you not, guys. This is not really what I'm really. This sounds so silly, but I'm going to give it to you. The cows are farting, and they want to reduce the number of cows that are in the world because they said the cows are destroying the ozone layer because of the fart of the cow is putting gas into the atmosphere, and the gas is going up there and hitting the ozone layer and causing cosmic radiation from the sun to come through the ozone layer, if you believe that, from the cow fart. So what they need to do now is to reduce the amount of red meat that we eat so that the cows can be just free to roam around. Maybe apparently by them roaming around or becoming so overly populated that it's a possibility that the cows could, the cows could actually be free not to. I don't know how. I really don't know how it makes sense. It doesn't make. Guys, somebody got to make it make sense. So if the cows are there are more cows because we're not eating red meat, that means there are going to be more cow farts, wouldn't it be? wouldn't it be that it's a possibility that we could reduce the climate crisis by eating more steak? Because that makes sense. You know, if we eat more steak, then there's less cows to actually fart. Now, I don't know who figured this out, but they saying that the number of cows that are farting is actually creating global warming, if you believe in globe. And they're saying that cow farting is creating the global warming, and as a result, then we have a climate change. So what they need to do is stop us from eating red meat. Now, this is what they said. So I have no clue, but I know Bill Gates is going to be eating steak, and I know that all the rest of them, you know, the Rockefellers would be eating steak. They'll probably be eating snake too. But anyway, as we look at this in mice, but they want us to eat all of these things. But okay, they're leaving the pork out there. The pork, the worm-filled pork. They want everybody to eat the worm-filled pork. And that's what they want us to do. So they made that lower in price. And what, you know, what's crazy is that you can go and you can actually get a 75-inch flat screen TV for the price of a bag of groceries, a modest bag of groceries. You can get 2 bags of groceries from the grocery store, and that'll cost you well over $500 for, you know, the big bag of 2 bags of groceries or a basket full of groceries. You can spend up $500, but oh no, you can go and get a flat screen TV for around $300, you know, because they need the TV, because the TV is, they got to communicate with us, right? Either way, you probably aren't really paying attention about that. But the point that I'm saying is that they'll give you a cell phone, but they won't give you any meat to eat. They won't give you any food to eat. And it's a funny thing, again, they attacked the food. As a matter of fact, that was the first to go. But you can go down and you can get the Pokey Wokey down at the Walgreens for free. You know, you can get the Pokey Wokey at Walgreens for free, but you can't get any food. And they don't want to, they definitely don't want to give you no card for no food. And they got us so brainwashed, we say, well, don't give them free food. But what about the free Pokey Wokey? Get the free Pokey Wokey. I'll pay for that anytime. You know, if you know what the Pokey Wokey is. Or, you know, or if you want a suffocation device, you can actually probably get one of those free too. You can get everything, all of those free, but you're not going to be able to get anything nutritious to eat. So what are they doing? They're trying to get us afraid, right? Let's go on to the next fear thing. Fear. How many of y'all remember this one? Herpes infected monkeys in Mississippi. This was crazy. A truck turns over with herpes infected monkeys, and the news spread all around the world. Let us know that there are monkeys that have herpes out there, and they are disease monkeys, and they're going all over the country. From Mississippi panics over these herpes.
These monkeys could be dangerous. Here's the truck where the accident is. Now here's one of the monkeys right here. Let's zoom in on this so you can see this. There's one sitting right there.
Oh Lord. Somebody got something to shoot the monkey with? Are we going to let the monkey live? What are they gonna do with this? Well, we can't really go catch the monkey, right? But they got it on there. Fear, 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 fear. Truck crashes sets apart diseased primates. Now, here's the crazy thing. How did the monkeys get into a cage that easily they can get out of as soon as the truck crashes? I don't know. When you got cages, aren't cages supposed to be more sturdy than that? And then the monkey is sitting out there in the field. Looks like he wants a banana. He said, well, there's one of the monkeys right there. And he's got herpes. Oh, boy. And the reason they can't catch him is because of climate change, probably. I don't know.
Now, we're going to do this quick because we don't need to be too close to these. Now, we're going to do this quick because we don't need to be too close to these.
Boy, that's silly. That's silly. That's silly, boy. I'm telling you. And anytime something gets on a major news network, guys, wake up. Wake up. It's crazy, isn't it? Who's a user cracking up, Leslie? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. In this day and technology, they can find and catch anything. But they send this yokel out there, and he's like, now we're gonna get close to it, but you guys gotta watch out. It's got herpes. I mean, you guys catch alligators. If a lion got loose, I bet they'd get that dart gun out right then. You can't catch it? Oh, quit. So that was what went on. This is what's going on. And so this guy is showing a truck that looks like a fake. It all looks fraudulent. And then the monkey's sitting out there in the field waiting for like when I'm getting back in to go home. But he's got herpes, right? So what was the purpose in giving the monkey herpes? Another green monkey virus. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Well, do you want to eat meat now? Probably not. You're probably not even going to get real meat. You're going to get that Beyond Meat. Have you guys had any of these hamburgers now? They taste so bad. My son actually went and got a real ground beef that had been butchered locally. And we went to a barbecue and we were eating steak and beef. We had never, I tell you this, that was such a delicious taste of meat. That meat was so much better. It was so much better because it was real beef. It was real beef. Oh man, I'm telling you, well, it's getting late. Yeah, it's getting late. Either way, let me get to over here, and let's go over here. Yeah, Alan and Janine, got to speak about them. CustomMetalSignsUSA.com. Good friends of mine make wonderful signs for your home. Contact them at 208-565-7063. Go there and check them out. You guys enjoy what we're doing. You can contact us here at Coffee with Jesus Church, P.O. Box 5702, Edmond, Oklahoma 73083. Hey, a guy actually told me, you need to get a job. You get a job. And I said, well, I do have a job. I go to work every day. I get up every morning at 5 a.m. and get out to work by 6 every single day. Well, he said, I'm so disappointed with you because you're on YouTube and you're asking people for money. Well, I really haven't asked anybody for any money. But it is nice to receive a donation every now and then, because this is a job. this is a little bit of work putting together a community, putting together a YouTube channel. It does take a little bit of effort. So anyway, I appreciate you guys that realize that, and thank you so much for your contributions, because it's just a blessing to be here with you guys, to inform and to, again, raise awareness. And then what do? Point to Jesus. That's what we're doing. We're raising awareness, point to Jesus. The Bible lets us know that that we dwell under the secret place. If you dwell under the secret place of the Almighty, you can say of the Lord that he is your refuge, he's your fortress, he's your strength, he's your God. And that's one of the beautiful things about this. He is my refuge, he's my strength, he's my God. In him will I trust. And I know that he did not give us this Bible right here. I know he didn't give us this Bible for us to be afraid. Don't be afraid. Keep believing in God. Keep God first. Understand that we're going through a season. This will not last. It is only for a little while, right? So that's one of the things we need to be aware of, is that this will not last. It's coming to an end. And the more they do, the more excited you ought to be, because there's not many more things left in prophecy for them to do. They're supposed to start a digital currency. They're supposed to create a one world system where everybody will have to fall up under this AI system. And this AI beast will take a image. He will be like a person. He will talk like a person, but he will be an image of the beast. And that image will cause all small and great to receive a mark in their hand and their forehead. So the Bible is true. And there's nothing else after that's supposed to happen except God pours out his wrath on humanity. For those people who receive the mark, they are going to receive the punishment of the Lord. But those who have the seal of God will, of course, will be able to withstand and stand and stand and stand. And 1,000 years from now, we'll be still standing. And in the new Jerusalem, in the new heaven and the new earth, we'll still be standing, and we'll have joy forevermore. So let's look forward to that and believe God for that, right? Let's pray. Father, we thank you. We thank you, Lord, for wonderful grace, ability to see the truth and realize that, Lord, that we are in the light. There is no darkness within you, and that the evil people, God, out there who want to take over the world are walking in darkness. They are ignorant. They don't even understand even the devices that they're setting up. All of these people, from Palantir to all these other people, the Bill Gates, the big money people, Elon Musk, and all the rest of them. We don't know whether or not they are at the top, but we know that they are being controlled and motivated by a spirit that is not of you. The Klaus Schwabs of the world and all of these people want to starve and make all of your people dependent. They can't do it because you won't allow it. But you're going to allow them a season of testing for a moment. So in that season, Lord, we ask you to protect us, keep us, and bless us. Bless our families and those whom we love. We pray it in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Well, tomorrow we're going to get together and we're going to have prayer. Tomorrow, about, like I said, it will be the same time, possibly about 8 8 p.m. So be prepared for that. Thank you so much for coming to be with us, right? And welcome to all of the new people on the other channel on Vincent Rose Live. There are about 4 channels, guys. That's, again, so if you are one of the new people on the on Vincent Rose Live, welcome, because there's a lot of people coming on Vincent Rose Live. For some reason, they left the door open on Vincent Rose Live. And a video went out to around 15,000 to 19,000 people. And then I had people just subscribing like crazy by the truckloads, right? There was about 300 people subscribed in almost a few days, right? And it was just crazy how many people were subscribed. And they would say, I never knew your channel. I'm so grateful that you're out there speaking the truth. I'm so glad that I'm hooked up with your channel. And I can't get enough of this stuff. And I'm like, well, I've been talking about this stuff for years, but again, we've been in the echo chamber. We've not been able to meet other people or talk to them. So I'm grateful that they left the door open on Vincent Rose Live, right? They let me out. They let me out of the echo chamber. So I thank God for each and every one of you that are new to the channel, and welcome aboard. We're going to be doing a lot more of this, but you can join me over here on Coffee with Jesus Talk, and that's the other channel. So if you're not a member of Coffee with Jesus Talk, look for it. They may hide it from you, but look for it anyway and become part of that membership. Or you can also go to my link tree, and just if you use the link tree, it will guide you right to the particular channel, right? And the link tree, again, let me post that again. And link tree, linktr.ee/Vincent Rhodes. And if you do that, you got to spell it right, then you should go to all my links. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys a little bit later. God bless you, and you guys have a wonderful night.